Kim, what is our first main topic today?
All right, guys, this comes from Alan Swanson. He says, I want to know your opinion on studios potentially altering footage, such as what's being speculated for Spider-Man. In my line of work, if you false advertise, you get fined by federal and state. Now, granted, this is just the entertainment industry. But at what point are people just not going to trust trailers anymore? If we continue down this path, why not just not show scenes that don't involve characters that you don't want people to know about? I'm just beginning to not want to see trailers anymore because of this.
All right. Thanks a lot for saying that in, Alan. And yeah, this is something that's been coming up a bit lately. Especially, I mean, this is a conversation that does come up every once in a while, like when something like an Endgame happens or whatever. And it's come up again because of the Spider-Man trailer. Now, look, we all saw the footage. We talked about it on this show in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. The second to last trailer, by the way, Ray. The second to last trailer.
Oh.
It's not the last trailer because that's coming on the 29th, Mr. Tutu. So, but we all saw the images, right? And we all know, okay, clearly there's stuff being edited out of this. And of course, the Brazilian version showed Lizard being punched in the face by an invisible man. And contrary to the popular belief that it's John Cena, it's probably not. It's probably the other two Spider-Men, or it's possibly Doc Ock and Venom, or whatever else. But clearly, it's been manipulated to not show what is actually in the movie, right? Which, again, what Alan is bringing up, it raises the topic and the question about, is it cool for these studios to, well, let's ask it a different way. Is it false advertising? Is it false advertising to manipulate and change the footage we see in trailers that does not actually reflect what we actually see in the movies? In this case, Spider-Man. You're advertising Spider-Man, and you're clearly advertising something that is not in the movie the way you're presenting it. I mean, I think we all agree with that. They are advertising something. I think we all agree on that. They are advertising something that it is not an accurate representation of what is going to be in the movie. So I understand when some people then raise the question, is that then misleading? Is it false advertising? When you look at movies like Endgame that did a lot of that, when you look at movies like Star Wars Rogue One, I remember the first couple of trailers for Rogue One. When you go through the trailer now in Star Wars Rogue One, you realize half the shots in those trailers are not in the movie. There's a couple of Vader shots that are not in the movie. There's this iconic shot where, I can't remember the name of the main character in the movie, but she's standing there on the platform and all of a sudden this TIE fighter rises up. While that scene is in the movie, that shot is not. The two worst cases of false advertising to me, and we actually do an entire chapter on this in my movie. By the way, guys, my movie Trailers, A Love Story, available now on Amazon. Go search for it and watch a great documentary on movie trailers today. That being said, there's a whole chapter in it that talks about trailers being misleading. The two worst cases to me, personally, of straight up false advertising are, number one, the Disney film Bridge to Terabithia. I don't know if you ever watched The Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, I watched that with the kids.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. The trailers for Bridge to Terabithia make it look like a new Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like a new Harry Potter, like a new, Lord of the Rings kind of thing. The trailers present the Bridge to Terabithia as this magical kingdom hidden in the woods that a couple of children find, and it's about their adventures in the magical kingdom of Terabithia. That's not what the movie is. It's not remotely what the movie is. Now listen, the movie's great. I like the movie very much. But that movie is about a socially awkward kid who finally makes a friend, and that best friend dies in a terrible, senseless accident. And then it's about that kid and the people in the town dealing with the grief that this innocent child died trying to swing across a creek or something. And there are moments where these two friends kind of create this make-believe place in the woods called Terabithia. But it's barely in the film. But the whole trailer, the whole marketing campaign for Bridge of Terabithia is, it's a story about this magical king. That's not in the movie. It's not what the movie is at all. And I remember when that movie came out, people were mad. Like, there were literally parents like writing and saying, I took my kid to this thinking we were just going for a fun, lighthearted, magical adventure romp in the thing. And I had to explain death to my kids as we're driving home instead. I mean, it was anyway. So there's Bridge of Terabithia. The other one that is terribly, terribly misleading to me was Mission Impossible 2.
Oh, with the motorcycle stunt with Thandie Newton.
Right. Now, yes, Thandie Newton's in that one. But here's the thing. When you watch the trailers for Mission Impossible 1, or Mission Impossible 2, I should say, half the trailer is Anthony Hopkins. Like, half of that trailer is either Anthony Hopkins on camera or you hear his voice. And it's publicized as Tom Cruise, Anthony Hopkins, Mission Impossible 2. Anthony Hopkins is in like 5 minutes of that movie. I mean, I think that's being generous.
I don't even remember him being in the movie.
See, yeah, exactly. Exactly. You don't even remember him being in it. It's not mission difficult, Mr. It's Mission Impossible. And that's Anthony Hopkins' line, right? It's not mission difficult, Mr. Hunt. Yeah, it's not mission difficult, Mr. Hunt. It's Mission Impossible. He's in like one short scene at the beginning and one short scene at the end, and that's it. So, is stuff like this. Because look, all of us, I think, agree that when we saw the advertising for Infinity War and Endgame and they manipulate the footage, again, making it look like Hulk is running in Wakanda when that's never a part of it, taking the gems out of the Infinity Gauntlet so you don't know that he has the stones by that point. I mean, all of us look at that and say, oh, okay, they're just trying to keep the audience on their toes.
Yeah.
Sure. Captain America Civil War. There's a scene in the movie where everybody's running in a line against each other, like one line of heroes running this way, one line of heroes running the other, going into battle against each other. And in the shot in the movie, Spider-Man's in that shot. In the trailer, they digitally remove him from that shot, so you don't see him in the trailer. So we all understand, and we go, okay, that's just Marvel trying to keep a secret. At what point, though, does everybody start doing that? And at what point do we draw a line? And I'm not saying I'm saying there is a line. I'm just wondering, where does the line get drawn, if there is one, where now everybody starts doing it? Now, granted, this is a slippery slope argument, and slippery slope arguments are precarious at best. But for the sake of the discussion, shouldn't an audience be able to rely on, if they see a trailer advertising a movie, that this is what we're getting? And it's fine when one or two movies pull that little stunt, like Infinity War and Endgame did, to keep all of us on our toes. But at what point, if a lot of people start doing it, does the audience go, well, what's the point of a trailer? I don't even know if what I'm seeing is actually in the movie or not. I don't even know if what I'm seeing is actually representative of the movie or not. And I'm not saying we're there yet. I'm not. And I'm not saying that Spider-Man No Way Home this is an atrocity. This is false advertising. No, I don't think so at all. They're clearly trying to hide things from the audience. And by them releasing Lizard getting punched in the face, they clearly want people to talk about it. So clearly they want people to talk about it. But I am just wondering, theoretically, if more and more movies start doing this, does it become a problem? Does it become a problem if whenever you watch a trailer, you have to wonder if that's actually in the movie or not? Do marketing companies who make trailers start taking more and more liberty, saying, look, our job is to sell tickets. So if we got to fudge with this a little bit and maybe not be the most honest, if we need to fudge with it a bit, let's fudge with it a bit to get more people in the... I mean, at what point does it become a problem? So I don't know. Kim, do you have any trailers that you think to yourself, like, there's a trailer that I saw that, like, this is not... Remember that one Ryan Gosling movie, Fast? Was it called Fast?
Faster?
Was Faster? One was with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. One was with Ryan Gosling, and now I can't remember which one it is. But there was that one, Drive. Evelyn put it. Thank you. It's totally something different. Evelyn put it in the live chat first. Drive.
Thanks, Evelyn.
That Ryan Gosling film, Drive, right? Where there was actually a lawsuit. There was a lawsuit filed against the producers of Faster because a couple of people felt like you advertised this movie like a Fast and the Furious action movie, and that's not what this movie was. And they actually got sued. And to this, I actually don't even think the lawsuit's been settled yet. I think it's been going on for years. But can you think of any trailers to you that you thought like this was specifically like really misleading?
Yeah. I remember it was that girl that dances with Sia. That was on Maggie Ziegler and Naomi Watts. There was this movie that I thought was a cute, charming children's movie. It was called The Book of Henry.
Oh, yes.
That is not what it was. It was like, I don't want to spoil it, but it was basically like some child assassin. I was not expecting, I thought it was going to be charming. I thought this boy and his mom are going to help this girl. Her life is tough. That was so not what happened. And I was like, switch. This is weird, but I have a question for you, John.
Sure.
Because, you directed and wrote a movie about movie trailers. What does the studio give to the trailer company? Are they the ones that gave them the footage?
They gave them everything. They give them everything.
Do they give them everything, or they give them just what they want them to work with? Is my question.
No, like for the most part, they basically give the trailer company everything, and say,
okay.
And they tell them this is kind of what we want a trailer to feel like.
Okay.
And then the trailer company makes it. They show it to the studio. Notes go back. They rework it. Goes back to the studio. Give more notes, and they revise and revise and revise.
Okay.
And I'm sure they give them notes about like this scene is off limits or this scene is off limits. But yeah, it's the trailer company.
My other question is this. At what level do you think these things are happening where they're starting to omit and kind of twist things up? Like whose decision was it that said, you know what, the scene looks great, and maybe someone else said, okay, the scene with Electro and Lizard and Sandman, just don't put it in there. Who is it, do you think, that said, you know what, I got an idea. Put it in there. Take the 2 out, obviously. We're not going to give that away. But let's see if the fans catch up. Let's let them start talking and theorizing. Let's start the fire. What side did that?
It was probably in discussion. It honestly, the original concept for it could have come from either side, and then it probably just evolved from there. Like, it's not something that the trailer company would have surprised Sony with, and it might have been something that Sony went to them and said, we have an idea for this, but it could have originated on either side. And that's the thing about these trailers. By the way, Bill in the live chat brings up another really good one. When they said War for the Planet of the Apes, that was another one. Because the ad campaign for War for the Planet of the Apes makes you look like, this is it, guys. The other 2 Planet of the Apes movies have been building up for this. Now we're going to see the war between the apes and mankind. That's not what the movie's about at all. That's not in it at all. So that's another really good one. Anyway, the question is for you guys. Obviously, what they did with Infinity War and stuff like that was really fun. Obviously, what they've done here with the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer has got everybody talking. But is there a danger that at some point, if everybody starts doing this, that the audience at home can never know if they can actually rely on what they see in a trailer? Could that be a problem? Maybe not. Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.